What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Code, DC UPenn's finest, Chris Coacher, CB Coacher Boy. We got another great episode for you guys today. We're going to be talking about winners and losers so far of the NBA offseason. That includes draft and free agency. And that's pretty much it. I mean, but that's going to take up a while because some teams won strictly because of the draft. Some teams won strictly because of free agency and vice versa, things like that.
Despite the draft?
Yeah, they won despite their draft. You know, there's some teams like that. Do just want to give a quick, clarification. Danny is kind of screwed right now. He doesn't have the mic that we have because London doesn't have normal outlets. I guess that's what happens when you lose the war.
Yeah, man.
Danny's using his headphones for his mics, just like the old days. But hey, we'll deal with it to have our boy here. But before we get into Summits Plummets, I just want to remind you guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on audio platforms, please make sure you leave a 5-star like and review. We'd really appreciate it. It'd help us grow. And thanks to everybody that tuned into our live stream on draft night. Me and Chris had a blast. Anybody who was in the chat had a blast. It was fun. It got to the point where mid 20s, and we're not even talking about basketball. We're talking about J. Cole and stuff. But yeah, I mean, might as well get it started with Danny with Summits and Plummets.
Yeah, my plummet is actually, you already brought it up. It's these outlets. Like, what is that? I'm gonna give a quick visual because I'm on the phone. What is that? Like, come on, man.
Not sure, man. We're not sure.
But yeah, London, you got to be better. As an American, 4th of July is coming up. We gave you Phillies, Mets. We gave you a taste of America. We gave you a taste of baseball. So change your outlets.
Exactly. Yes, I agree. We let you witness Bryce Harper. The least you could do is have normal outlets. Exactly, we shouldn't even be sharing in the first place. Be lucky that we're even in communication.
Yeah. And I'll swing it over to my summit. My summit is that I'm coming home for the 4th of July. It's gonna sound crazy. Like, oh, you're just in Europe for a month. Nah, I missed America.
I am American.
No, it's gonna sound crazy, but no, you
double agent work.
You miss Chick-fil-A. You miss not paying for water. You miss just sleeping in your own bed and seeing your family. It's a great time exploring the world, seeing that, but you do miss what you know.
Yeah. Coming home to 80-20 ground beef burgers and hot dogs just made up of the nastiest parts of the pig.
I'm about to play LeBron 2013 or was that 2015, 2016? I'm coming home.
Nah, I gotta pull up the picture of LeBron. He said, "Finally back on U.S. soil. I love America." It was an IG pic with the USA hat and the fake glasses.
I sent you a video a couple days ago. It was LeBron talking to the finals trophy.
I don't
video, bro. I've never seen this video until now. It was a video of LeBron talking to a trophy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. He said, "Don't you ever leave me again." Yeah, that sounds weird. He's a troll, man. Somebody should have took him away from Instagram until 2018. But hey, man, he was kicking it on there. Let's move to Chris. What's the word? What is Summits and Plummets this week? Your girl won Player of the Month.
Oh, yeah, it was her birthday. JK. Actually, so I'll give a couple summits. It was my girl's birthday this weekend. Well, today. It was yesterday, but we did a bunch of stuff this weekend. Went to Carbone for the first time. It was cool. Tastes good.
Yo,
that was very tasty.
Chris, I never heard of Carbone until Drake, and then
yeah, same. That was the first time I heard it.
He put that on his story, and I was
that was the first time I heard it. So it was cool. The food was really good. They give you 4 different garlic breads to come out, and it tastes very different. Yeah, and it's because I didn't know it was an Italian place, honestly, but they give you a it looks like a pizza style garlic bread. It had like melted like cheese and like dried marinara on it though, and it had like a garlic bread that looked like it was supposed to be like tough to eat, but it was really soft. It was really good. And we ended up getting like the spicy rigatoni pasta, a bunch of stuff. So it was good. It was good. That's one of my summits because usually those restaurants that cost that much don't taste that good, or it's like just not up to what you think it should be. But that place actually was. So that was cool. And my other summit is I seen Asia Wilson play in a pair of Static Shock LeBron 21s. I don't know if y'all know Static Shock's my favorite like character in like cartoon history. So seeing her with a pair of them Static Shock 21s, it was so fire. So fire. So I get that. I'll go double summit.
Static Shock has haters. They must be dead.
Gotta be.
He was cool as hell. The shoes were cool. Goat representing goat. It's a 3-headed goat as
Oh, and one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. I'm gonna say, I want to let y'all know when LeBron signs Asia as the first LeBron athlete. Remember, y'all heard it here first.
Do you think he's gonna get his own line?
I sure do. Because he's a troll. He's a troll. He is a troll. He is. And he already has like the LeBron. It's like 21 LeBrons right now. When he's gone for 2-3 years, he's gonna retro him and he's gonna have a LeBron athlete. I know it.
Yeah, I wonder, when did Jordan become when did he get his own branch of Nike?
1984.
Well,
yeah, because it was that's what I'm saying. It was like the first one. Yeah, it was the first one.
Yeah, because Nike was so desperate to do it. So like, if LeBron did it, it'd be because he actually earned it. So
yeah. And if you watch the Air movie, it's actually, the movie's not bad. It has a bunch of good actors in it, but it's a really good depiction of how it kind of went down. Like,
yeah,
he was almost a Converse person, but the Converse people disrespected him and told him he can be in the same shoe as Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and he was like, "I'm going to be better than him," and they laughed at him. Funny enough,
wasn't UNC Adidas, so he wanted to stay Adidas?
He did, and also
wait. Have you watched the movie, right?
Air, yeah.
Tony, you watched it, right?
Nah, I've only seen clips of it.
Yeah,
it's never seen Air.
It's pretty.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I just said, Danny.
Okay.
It's a good depiction.
It's not like a fantastic movie. It's not gonna knock you out of the water, but it's solid. It's solid.
Like I said, if you want to know what happened, that's a good stamp right there, because they do it pretty well to tell the story.
Anything trying to reenact history, like after like Showtime happened, it's just like everything else kind of looks rough. But yeah, when Asia is a LeBron athlete, that will be dope. Sucks Tatum already he's a Jordan athlete, but I mean Jordan's racking up the guys over there. He's got Luka, he's got Tatum, he's got Zion. He used to have Jaylen Brown, and then Jaylen Brown's a sneaker free agent, and it doesn't look like he's just gonna. I don't think he's gonna sign with anybody. But
I wouldn't. I would just keep wearing what the fuck I want.
That's what he does. That's what JB do. I'm also interested to see if Kawhi is going to play on Team USA or not, because I would love for Jaylen Brown to take a spot, but I think they're going to look for another guy who doesn't necessarily need the ball as much, like a Derek White who has Team USA experience in the FIBA World Cup 2019. I mean, Smart was also there, JB was there, but
that's fair.
It doesn't matter. USA in 5. I'd personally be a fan of Derek White coming in, because the biggest threat's going to be Canada. Canada has SGA, Jamal Murray. I was telling this to Giovanni earlier. So,
yeah, I didn't know Jamal Murray was Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian guy. Our team's kind of loaded. Not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. Team Australia looking really fierce.
They don't have any big guys.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I would say Team Australia. I think like 10 of their 12 guys are like NBA players.
Yeah, and Kyrie could have played if he wanted to.
I'm
ridiculous.
I'm joking, but like Ben Simmons and Josh Giddey might be the funniest shit.
Dude, that is, they'd run the early 2000s though. Trust.
Yo,
spacing would not be acquired.
Before we swing to your summits and plummets, do you see the Philly fans wanting Ben Simmons back?
You should.
He would be the perfect power forward. Honestly, he would be.
He is okay. He is, but like,
y'all just hate him because he passed the ball and another dude missed 2 free throws. I mean, he did pass the ball, but you gotta make the fucking free throws. At the end of the day, you have to make it.
I'll be honest. My hot take is I understand Ben Simmons in that moment when he did the spin move off of the defender. He lost the ball.
Literally,
he got it and controlled the ball, dude. Of course, he's dunking on Trae Young, but like he said, when he turned, he didn't recognize it was Trae Young.
Because he
He
was trying
just
to
saw
catch
a
the
jersey.
ball back.
He saw Thibault cutting. He's like, oh, let me dump this. This is an easy 2. But he didn't know he had his own easy 2. He's right under the basket. He would have to like load up, spin, and essentially hit a 180. Like, yeah,
Fun fact.
is that hard on Trae Young? No, but he didn't know it was Trae Young.
My buddy Stu from my football team is in that picture of Ben Simmons. He's wearing a mask in the background.
Well, he witnessed history.
The downfall of his own organization.
Well, the downfall started a long, long time ago when they were created.
When AI stepped over Ty Lue.
Yeah, we can call that the downfall because the Lakers done whooped their ass for that. So we could call it that. Okay, I guess for my summit, like I mentioned earlier, Asia Wilson won Player of the Month, but that was in the West. In the East, Sabrina Ionescu won Player of the Month, despite having some pretty rough performances as of late. But she still won it, so we'll ride with it. And Plummet, not really a Plummet. It just makes me a little sad that Kemba Walker has retired.
You retired?
Yeah, he retired like an hour or 2 before we started recording.
I thought I was on a flight. That makes sense why I missed it.
Yeah, so one of the all-time like vibes leaders. And this kind of speaks more to how like poorly ran Charlotte was, but like when you're the best player in a franchise's history, like your stamp. Like, is Kemba Walker a Hall of Famer? No, but look, Hall of Vibes, all very good.
College.
He's making the Hall of Fame. Sure. He's making it.
I don't think he is.
Those national championship runs are so legendary, and that people who got in who've done a little less, I'm not saying he's gonna be first ballot, but I think he gets in for sure.
I'm with you there,
dude. If he does get in, which I don't think he will, it'll be a long, long time from now because Al Horford is already going to be a long, long time from now. He had a better NBA and probably college career. I mean, he went back to back, but Cardiac was like the I don't know. Their runs were like a little more magical, I guess you could say.
They were legendary, dude.
What people will never forget, Kemba Walker's greatest feat, the best thing he's ever done in the NBA is holding it down until Jason Tatum could score 20 points in back-to-back games. And then he really got things going in about February. And that's when the torch was officially passed.
That's like a summit and a plummet at the same time. Kemba Walker retiring, we get a little tribute for him.
Yeah, but I will say, like so I was on Twitter for most of the part, watching all the Kemba Walker videos and posts and stuff. First thing I see on TikTok, it's like, oh, Kemba Walker retired. It's like, oh yeah. You know what the top comment said? He was better than Kyrie Irving at one point. When Kyrie was still in his dad's nutsack. Because there was not a single point in the life of Kyrie Irving where he was worse than Kemba Walker, dude. Like,
there's one point. No. Wait, there's one point guard I can argue with that for that you probably might not agree with, but he's on the verge of retirement too.
Wait, Kemba was? Are you saying Kemba was better than Russ?
No. I'm saying that you can argue better than Kyrie. Like,
well, Russ is higher. Russ is higher than Kyrie all time. He averaged triple-double 4 times. He is an MVP, which kind of automatically does it for you. I wouldn't debate that. Why would I debate that? Why?
Some people would. I mean,
I'm not a numbskull. I mean, like Kyrie Irving would like do his ass one-on-one, but like, look, like I can't involve like skill has something to do with greatness, but like Russ's accolades are like amazing.
Yeah, he was one of the
kind of like the only thing he doesn't have is like that chip. But I mean, at this point, what is a chip going to mean to Russell Westbrook? He's a first ballot Hall of Famer without
it. He's getting waived and going to the Nuggets. Come on now. Apparently,
Jokic has been asking for him specifically, which I find that very, very interesting.
It's very telling of what the league thinks of him and what casuals do.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. It's like, So Kawhi and PG wanted him too. And Harden wanted him. And then Brad Beal wanted him. So, like,
at this point of his career, he's Josh Hart without a jump shot.
Well, Josh Hart barely has a jump
shot. Josh Hart has no jump shot either.
Okay.
Put that bullshit up there and hope it go in.
He does it. But sometimes when Josh Hart catches that, he just makes everything.
3 for 8, then he'll go 1 for 9, then 2 for 12. Trust me, I've watched this train go up and down the train.
Chris, no. It's better than 3 for 8. He'll go like 7 for 8, and then he'll go 1 for 12.
Well, it's because the Sixers said, "Hey, you got to beat us," and he was like, "Hey, I feel disrespected. I will."
Nova Knicks,
Speaking of
man.
the
Nova
Sixers,
Knicks.
let's get right into the winners of free agency this year. The Sixers are for sure one of those teams. I'll let Danny talk about it. I mean, he's got to be ecstatic right now, especially from like their free agency to who they drafted. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, we were all on the Jared McCain train. Not gonna lie, since the early days of Duke, we all said that he's
High school.
underrated. Yeah, I mean, we all knew that how good he could be in college, and he proved it in the deep run. And now he's going to my favorite team, the Sixers. And I don't think he's going to start the year. I think
Who would,
he's going to be. I think he'll be that like off the bench 6-man spark to start the year.
Who?
okay. He's
Jared
our
McCain.
McCain.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
And I think he's going to be a really, really good spark off the bench. I mean, Maxey was a 6-man for a while, so people forget that.
Maxi, remember when not last season, year before that? You remember Doc benched him?
Yeah, Doc benched him. Like,
That was so crazy. Like, I don't even know why. Like, why did he get benched?
yeah, that's unexplainable. That's a Doc Rivers move. Doc Rivers is a worse coach than Tobias Harris's player. So
Please respect future 20-point per game scorer Tobias Harris right now.
they said Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. about to chuck up tour dates together.
Nah, they're both gonna be 50, 40, 90, trust.
Anyway, we're talking about the Sixers here. But part of the offseason win is getting rid of Tobias Harris. But we're not going to speak more about that. Paul George is the real win. He opted out, which means they didn't have to do a sign and trade, and they paid him the max, which I think, all being said, is okay with the new CBA. But they're going to go. They're going to go to that second apron tax now. I don't know if you guys know what the second apron tax is.
We know that. We know.
Uh, it's going to put them in a really weird spot eventually. But I think everyone knew the Sixers were going to go add a wing in this offseason. They're going to add like a OG or Paul George or a solid wing. What I'm really excited for is Andre Drummond. And it's going to sound crazy, but Andre Drummond is what the Sixers have lacked in the last 3-4 years. It's decent play from a backup center. Paul Reed, he's not a center. He's a power forward. And he would be in there for Embiid and replacement minutes, and they just would not compete. They were minus 48 against the Knicks with Embiid off the floor, which is just abysmal. You can't have your star player be off the floor and be minus 48. You're never going to win a series that way. So at the end of the day, finding Embiid's replacement for a little bit of playing time was perfect. Re-signing Kelly Oubre was a win. And in my opinion, I think they're not done. I think they go use the rest of their cap, maybe go sign a guy like Gary Trent, maybe sign Buddy Hield back.
I think the rest of their cap is really just their mid-level exception.
I think they use their mid-level exception on Kelly though.
Or maybe they have like a trade exception, because if they're second apron, then they can't even use their mid-level exception. But
I don't think they're a second apron yet.
They're probably going to be in there. But yeah, about the Paul George contract, at least the back 2 years of the deal is worth it. It's going to be bad by that point, because Paul George will not be this caliber of player at that point, but it's going to be worth it to have 2 good years of Paul George, because we can't just sit here and waste Embiid's prime. So I
No,
think
I mean
that
it's either
caliber.
trade him. It's either like you said, blow it up and trade Embiid, or go get him players around him, and that's what they're doing. So
Yeah.
I genuinely respect Daryl Morey for sticking to his word, and we're gonna take a year off, quote unquote, in free agency, but next year we're gonna go get our guys. So
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Chris, what are your thoughts on the Sixers this offseason, at least?
Giving Paul George a max at 34 is ideal, but when your situation the Sixers in, it is ideal. So I guess I think I seen Tim Legler say this, and I agree 100%. It's 29 teams that shouldn't have done it. This is the one team that should have done it. So I think this was the right deal to do, especially being able to bring back Kelly Oubre and being able to bring in Drummond, who I've said on here a couple of times that bringing Oubre back and adding Drummond again would be beautiful for them or the Thunder. And like I said, they've had a great offseason. The only thing I would say is losing Milton kind of sucks because I'm a Milton fan, but I'm also a McCain fan, and McCain can come in and step in and play the 7th, 8th man role. So I think they replaced what they lost and upgraded what they lost in Tobias Harris. So shout out to the Sixers. I think this is good. I think they have a couple more moves to make, like as far as like minimum guys moves, like not necessarily like bigger guys, but just depending on what players take minimums this summer, I would say targets like Gary Harris and guys like that can defend and shoot, just be role players because you got to replace Batum too. I think that'll be important. But I think what they've done so far has been elite. They had a pretty good draft in free agency, as far as I'm concerned.
They're saying the Clippers and the Sixers are just bizarro world versions of each other.
They literally just trade each other.
Just keep swapping players. So at some point, Embiid's going to go down to LA. Kawhi's coming up north.
So
whatever it may be.
Mo Bamba went out there. Nico went back.
PJ Tucker's been on both teams. Paul George's been on both teams.
Dude, another
DeAndre Jordan's played in Philly before.
Not a Sixer, but Derek Jones.
Yeah, he went out to the Clippers. Let's talk about the Clippers real quick, actually, because I actually wrote them down as one of my winners in a less is more type of theory. So you lose Paul George for nothing, which kind of sucks. But nobody was probably going to trade for him anyway, which has got to the point of like couldn't reach a signing trade, so you had to let him go for nothing. But if Kawhi is comfy where he's at, then you have him. You'll have James Harden, who's going to have a little bit more of an elevated role, which I still think he's capable of 20 and 10 a night, which is fine. Kawhi Leonard is going to force him to play the games. I'm not guaranteeing he's going to be healthy for him, but it's going to be a little bit more on his plate. Now it's like, all right, I'm the main scorer. I can maybe get back to hopefully like 25, 26 a game. And then you got guys like Danny just said, Derek Jones Jr., Nick Batum's coming back, who had a pretty decent run with Philly, wasn't like decent shooter. Derek Jones Jr. is coming off a career year as well. They got Mo Bamba, who whatever, he's just there. But
I had someone telling me, "Oh, Mo Bamba is actually a upgrade. The Sixers downgraded by adding Drummond over Bamba." I said, "You don't watch basketball."
Not even close.
I said, "You don't watch basketball at all."
Yeah,
what is your problem?
Yeah, and it's not even that like, oh, well, Bamba has potential. Bamba got drafted in the same draft as Luka. Like, if he hasn't cracked it yet, he hasn't figured it out yet. Like, dudes aren't Steve Nash. They don't just become all-stars at like 30, okay? I'm not saying Bamba's 30, but like if he hasn't figured it out, he hasn't figured it out. But with the Clippers, I mean, you lose Paul George, but you fill it in with two pretty solid wings. It's about probably like the return you probably would have wanted if you were to like straight up trade Paul George. But
I mean, better than the loser of the year, which is the Warriors.
We'll talk about the Warriors in a little bit. I do want to get to some winners, but the Warriors are a very interesting case. Chris, did you have any winners that you wanted to talk about? I know there are definitely still some more outside of Philly and the LA Clippers, but
stick in Texas, Chris.
Dallas.
I'm not talking Dallas.
I would say I wasn't thinking Dallas.
Oh shit!
I have Dallas written down, but that's not the team I was.
The Spurs. Yeah, I would say. Well, I call Chris Paul the Spurs too. I did say that. I feel like, windy right now. I did say it. I think it'd be good. Well, I just think he needed a point guard, and I think it's cool that CP's there. And I think that's a W for free agency. But what I would say is a W, and I think a team who's had a great free agency that's kind of went under the radar, I think has been the Pacers. In my opinion, locking Obi Toppin up gives you a little more flexibility in how you want to play. Do you want to have more small ball bigs out there with Pascal and Obi, or do you want to have, you have 6-man power in Obi now? I think bringing him back was really important. I think they said they want to do Jarace Walker as a 3. So I think you have your forwards kind of solidify moving forward. Losing Jalen Smith, you kind of win by subtraction because now you don't have another guy to play, so you can get more minutes to your guys you already paid. So I think that's pretty good. I think they haven't lost anything worth anything. And I think a team that went as far as Indiana did, not saying it was a fluke or not, but I think a team that just went as far as they did to be able to add by staying pat. One thing, Tony, you can say as a Celtics fan that is continuity matters, like especially with your best guys. And I know you added Drew and KP later, but just having continuity as a team, it matters. And I think the more this young team builds and goes together, and you have your vet locked up for 4 more years in Pascal and Miles Turner still on the contract, I think they're moving in the right direction. So I think a team like that is a team I say did pretty well in free agency just off the strength of that.
Yeah, and they took a flyer on James Wiseman, who again
Oh,
isn't a good basketball player, but they've already provided one top 5 pick from the 2020 draft in Obi Toppin. So let's see if they can find a role for James Wiseman in the backup spot of Miles
But
Turner, who definitely
I feel
turned it
like
around defensively at the end of last year. Just want to give him props on that. But
that's fair. I feel like Wiseman has had the chance in everywhere he's been. Toppin didn't even have like the real shot and real role in New York when he was there.
he was good in his last couple of years in
No,
New York. Like his last year, he
was.
found a role.
I don't think Wiseman got a fair shot yet, personally. I don't think so.
I think Wiseman is I think anyone who takes the year off to prepare for the NBA draft is just asking for trouble. You got to play basketball, man. Like that's just me. Like you got to play some type of basketball, college, overseas, something, and maybe going to a win now team in the Warriors that definitely messed up the development, and then you go to the Pistons where. Well, the Pistons are giving every washed big man a shot. You know, Marvin Bagley's over there. He's over there. Then they got to fight with minutes with Duran, who's like the guy. So it's like, all right, we have the guy. You two former number 2 overall picks. Duke it out for who's going to be backup. It's like you don't get consistent touches or minutes. So I definitely get it, but I don't. Even if that potential is in him, like maybe it's stalled to the point. But I'm not saying it's over. I love the farm system that I love the farm system that the Pacers have. They bring in guys, they develop hard.
I was going to
Aaron
ask.
Nesmith could be revived. James Wiseman can be revived.
I was going to ask how much does Wiseman even play though, because I think Isaiah Jackson's back. I don't think he was on in 1 year, so I don't know how much he even. You know what I'm saying? Like if they have Miles Turner, they have Jackson, they have Wiseman, they have Siakam, they have Obi. Like how many bigs you gonna play? You know, so I'm saying I wonder how much time is he really gonna get over there. I think
see what Carlisle cooks up. We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested. Yeah, I seen something that says Siakam may play more like off the ball handler a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of have him in that forward role, but still have a Nesmith, a Nimbar, and then 2 other bigs around him still. So I think that's cool. It's kind of like the Ben Simmons way he was playing at the point. You know what I'm saying? Like just a big forward with the ball that you had to react to. So I think that'd be cool.
I didn't think about the Pacers, but that's a pretty good one, especially when you bring up their player development. I mean, like they didn't. No, they developed Tyrese Halliburton. He was hardly with Sacramento anyway, but he was developed there. Obi Toppin wasn't fully developed by them, but he found like a pretty nice role. Aaron Nesmith found more growth in like 1 year there than his 4 years with Boston, or however long it was, like 3 years. So that was a pretty good one. But I wanted to get back to the Spurs for a little bit. By the way, Danny's not here because he's going to get his food, but he's here. Don't worry about him just randomly disappearing. Spurs, though, I mean, more so than the fact that Chris Paul is going to be walking out of here with prime Rajon Rondo numbers of like 5 points, 26 assists every night. Because if Wemby wants the ball, that's no issue with Chris Paul. He's going to find him. But Chris Paul, despite what Patrick Beverly got on national TV and said, Chris Paul is not a cone on defense. Maybe now he is, but he's been one of the more respected defensive guards for a long time in his career. So him being able to work with Stephon Castle, who's already getting, people are saying this might be like a bigger Drew Holiday. He's got the tools to be a Drew Holiday type defender with Chris Paul, who's a top 5 basketball IQ guy of all time, one of the better guard defenders of all time, if one of the best guard defenders of all time, just flat out, in my opinion, at least 2-way guys. And then you got Sohan, who I think is going to be a perfect Swiss Army knife going forward for this crew. You got Devin Vassell, who's going to play alongside Castle. I don't know. I think I don't know if they'll give Castle the minutes, like give him the start just to like, because he's the 4th overall pick and you want him to work with Wemby, or you want him to maybe learn from Chris Paul for like a year and then give him the starting role later. But I like to move on. Like, you don't need too many old heads. Just having Chris Paul will be enough veteran leadership alongside Greg Popovich to really get that team into like, all right, we won't be ready this year, but like next year, Chris Paul, like when you're probably not here, um, we'll be ready to win. We'll put you in a position to be ready to win because Pop will still be there. Knock on wood, God willing. And of course, you'll have honestly, even going to next year, you'll have an Olympic marinated Wemby. Like, he's going to be going into the Olympics with one of the best teams. And they definitely have the most, outside of the US, they have the most formidable front court with him and Gobert and a very lax 3-second violation and the way you can kind of grab the ball off the rim. They're going to be a problem for some teams that don't have the strongest front court, aka the team up north that has like Kelly Olynyk as their starting center. But yeah, that's just my thought on the Spurs. We'll talk about the Thunder real quick. Let's talk about it. They signed Isaiah Hartenstein to a 3-year, I think we're a 3-year, what was it, 3-year 90 or 3-year 60? It was something like that. They signed Isaiah Hartenstein.
87. I think it was 87.
Worst kept secret in the NBA. The moment the playoffs were over, we knew where he was going. They got that done. I'm sleeping on them. Obviously, they have Alex Caruso as well now. Am I sleeping? What else have they done? Who did they draft?
Important.
Who did they draft with that 12th pick?
I thought they didn't trade it. They didn't trade it. They drafted
sleeping
because the draft was a little stinky. They had Dylan Jones and Ajay Mitchell. Was it Dylan Jones at 12? I don't remember.
Yeah, I for whatever reason cannot remember right now.
Yeah, they drafted. Oh no, they drafted Topic.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm forgetting because he's going to be in the stash, but he's going to be in the stash though. So if you can reach an extension with Alex Caruso, bam, plug and play point guard. You can put Shea back to his natural 2, and we'll be all good. But yeah, I mean, the worst thing from their offseason is Chet's white ass saying, "Welcome to the O, my bright skinned twin." He has 2 of the top 5 worst sayings ever. Welcome to the O. Oklahoma is the O. And saying 54 from Trey Ball is OD shooting hang pulls. Put that in the Louvre, dog. What is that? What is OD shooting hang pulls? What is he talking about? Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, bro. I don't know.
What are your thoughts on the Thunder off season so far?
It's been a great off season. The only thing I wanted them to do was get another big man, and they did. I would have liked to see Claxton. Honestly, if we keep it in a buck, I would have loved to see Claxton over there. Honestly, but Hartenstein was like my second, and then Drummond was third. So I think it was a pretty good pickup. You have to spend the money that you have. And they spent it in a good place. I think they upgraded the spot they needed. They also upgraded on defense where they already were good. And you add veteran presence in Alex Caruso. So I think they did a really good job, dude. I think this is a really good summer for the Thunder. I don't think they had to go crazy and get, a super duper star. But what I think they did is plug the holes that they had and stepped up what they already were doing. So shout out to the Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty impressive offseason from them. Real quick, we'll probably go like 2, 3 more.
I did want to mention my thoughts on the Thunder. I actually am not a big fan of the Isaiah Hartenstein signing for the price that they're going to pay.
No,
I love the fit. I love the fit for the price that they're going to pay. They have to pay so many dudes. And they're the type of team
that's like after his contract.
And they got bird rights soon, so they can go over the cap for that. This was the time to spend it because if they did it a year later, then it'd be ugly. It'd be ugly.
It's just like they're in their same situation as the Celtics. They got everyone's bird rights, so they can just.
I don't think
not get too deep
like that type of guy. I don't think he's a solid defender. And is what
that's all he needs. That's all OKC needs. This is one of the most well-rounded.
They need help on the boards, really. That's really what they need.
Yeah, because the moment you like Chet is a fine rebounder, but you want like a real bruiser, and you want
saw
a
what
big
Chet-
you can play with Chet. You can't play Jay Will with Chet, so they
You saw what
experimented a little bit in that second round, and they kind of got burned for it. So
But you saw what Chet
we
tagged.
just said we just talked about welcome to the O and OD shooting hang pulls.
Oh no, I'm talking about the bright skin twin.
Yeah, it's the same thing as welcome to the O.
Yeah.
He said, "Welcome to the
Yeah.
O, my bright skinned twin." That's horrible, man. And here's the thing: Chet is just white. Like Isaiah Hartenstein's dad is black, so
Isaiah Hartenstein's white too, man.
his dad is black.
His dad might be black, but he's white.
Look, I'm not going to force a man to come over to the bright side. If he says he's black, he's black. But I will say he uses a hairbrush, and he uses a hairbrush, not a wave brush. So I think that's really telling.
Yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein can't get his hair done the way Chris does. He gets his hair done.
Yeah,
he
don't.
That is true.
Yeah, he don't got that kind of. He's got his hair is closer to Danny's than it is to.
Dude, he got my hairstyle and my beard look. Like
you're another evil Dante variant. Evil Dante.
That's so nasty, man.
But yeah, I mean, we can all agree the fit's good. Alex Caruso obviously is a good fit. Is there anywhere in the NBA where he's a bad fit? Like,
yeah, maybe.
No.
The Hornets.
He's a good. Why would he be a bad fit on the Hornets?
Because he's like a win now player, and they're not a win now team.
No, I'm talking just from a basketball standpoint. Of course, you don't send him to the Hornets, but like I'm saying, like he could play in any lineup. Like it doesn't matter.
Are the Hornets ever going to be a win now team? They're always they're like a win. They're a win never team, dude.
It's all up to LaMelo's ankles, man.
It's just unfortunate. They always draft at like 9 or 6. Like they barely get 1 or 2. Like they always get 9.
LaMelo and Brandon Miller can be like a formidable duo in the future. It's just a matter if LaMelo can keep his ankles up to par.
Yeah, them growing together is gonna be beautiful. I think that's gonna be really nice, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Magic, who had some noise in a potential Klay Thompson, in a potential Paul George. They don't walk out with those dudes, but here's what they did do. Re-sign Gary Harris, 2-year, $14 million. They get KCP, like huge improvement already in their spacing. And he's a good defender. He's going to fit in right away.
Crazy statement from me. KCP's better than Klay right now.
I don't got that, no. You know, Klay Thompson still shot like 40% from 3 last year, right?
And guess what KCP did? And he's a better defender.
He defends guards better.
That's what the Magic need.
They need someone to defend guards better. They have fucking Jalen Suggs.
Okay, that's what I'm saying though. But Paolo can defend the 4 really well. He can defend the stretch 4s.
We're not asking. Actually, there are times where Paolo is like the worst defender on the court, and that's just because he's not very fast, like horizontally.
Yeah.
No, I do not have KCP better than Klay. No.
I think it's a debate right now.
I don't think it. No. No.
I think KCP was a top 5 free agent on this market this year. That's not LeBron. Not Tyrese Maxey.
This is like one of the worst free agent classes like in recent memory, so it's not really saying much. Yeah. When the main chess piece is Paul George in this day and age, then yeah. However, back to the point. They get KCP. They just did an extension with Jonathan Isaac, which is huge. They re-signed Mo Wagner, so they're kind of bringing the pieces back while bringing in some new faces. I thought that was pretty good for them. Helps work on the spacing a little bit when you have KCP out there. And who did they draft? I can't think of who they drafted. But nonetheless, they'll have a nice defensive backcourt with Suggs, KCP.
Wait, they drafted Tristan De Silva, right?
Tristan De Silva, yeah. So again, winners in spite of their draft.
Yes, yeah, there you go.
I think he could be a good like ninth option off their bench though.
Danny,
Ninth
unfortunately,
option, man.
I see where Danny coming from, but unfortunately, they got 3 Tristan da Silvas already that don't play. Caleb Houston's still over there waiting. Chumo Kiki's probably gonna get released or waived this year. Slide in Tristan da Silva, 6'8", small forward, power forward that has nowhere to play. And that's why I said I don't think they even.
And you got
why even use this freaking pick?
You got
He's
bigger
got
guard
Isaac to
Anthony Black waiting to play. Jet Howard's waiting to play.
That.
Like,
yeah, Jeb. I say that's another third.
Sometimes you're almost too good at developing that, like, can't develop everybody.
They should have took Rob, not Rob. They should have took Bronny, and then Bron could have came to Orlando. Disney
LeBron
Mickey
was not
Mouse
coming to Orlando. He said he'd retire.
In reality, though, I think the Thunder, getting Topic for the Thunder was high key steal.
Yeah, we were saying that it's like to have that in the stash. That's
yeah. That hurt. I heard.
You'll be
insane.
I talked about the Magic. How about the Raptors though? How about the Raptors? They're resigning all their guys. Quickly staying.
They do that.
Barrett is obviously under contract. I'm obviously blanking on somebody, but you'll have an extra year of Grady Dick development. Who did they draft? Who I am blanking on the entire NBA draft right now, which is telling of them, not me. It's not my fault. But they're just, of course, they gave Scotty Barnes the extension, which we talked about. I like that they're establishing their core, their core of RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and Scotty Barnes, who's going to be the head of it all. They got Jacoby Walter out of Baylor, which was a pretty good get at 19 for sure. And then they got one of my personal favorites, Jamal Shed out of Houston, got in a trade from the Kings, which they actually picked up Davion Mitchell as well, which not going to be part of the core 4, but nice little guard off the bench to have. They're obviously not in a win now, but I think the Raptors are. I think they're in a good spot. I think
I love it. I love what the Raptors are doing right now. I think they could be 7 or 8 seed in the East this year.
It's possible. I mean, kind of like outside of that top 5, top 6-ish area. It's free to fight. I mean, Miami's not getting better.
Miami's got a coach. That's all they got. They got a coach in Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo.
They got a coach and Bam.
Yeah.
Because one guy doesn't show up for work. So
that's fair. I'm gonna kick it to the next team.
Go ahead.
The team that I hated winning is the Villanova Knicks. Man, I know a lot of people are like, they traded 5 picks to get Mikal Bridges, blah, yada yada yada. I don't care how many picks they traded. Their team is really, really well rounded. They're rolling out a lineup of Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, DiVincenzo, and probably Mitchell Robinson. You could even throw Josh Hart into 6-man. Like, the team is deep. They got 2 really good wings. They got Deuce McBride, Julius Randle. I didn't even mention. That's a scary team. And I don't think I think the East is run through Boston.
But
it's pretty clear.
Team built to take them down right now, I think it would be New York.
It'd be New York.
Their best defenders are at the positions of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Absolutely.
I think Kristaps Porzingis would have to have a phenomenal game. Like KP would have to be the X factor in any series against.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd be forgetting Kristaps exists. I kind of go into a lot of hypothetical scenarios just thinking about Derek White, Drew Holiday, and the Jays. If you just throw Kristaps in there, it's kind of just unfair. But he is on the team, so you do have to talk about him.
KP will cook the living day out of Mitchell Robinson. So.
Anything, dude. His season debut against the Knicks was marvelous. He had 32 points. He made 5 threes. It was ridiculous. He had such a good game.
But I'm not talking about the Celtics here now. I mean, the Celtics win by not losing. So.
Well, no, I actually was going to bring them up as a winner because no one left. Everyone's
That's what I
getting
said.
re-signed.
That's what I said. They won by not losing.
Hey, and no, they won by winning by signing their guys. They didn't have to sign these guys, but they said, "Hey, we're gonna take the second apron." Well, no, what Wick said was, "I'm gonna get y'all paid, and I'm gonna get up on out of here and make it someone else's problem." But
Man, they even re-signed Luke Cornett. Shout out to them. Shout out to him.
they actually just before we started recording, they did re-sign Xavier Tillman, which is huge because I think he's going
What?
to. Yes, they re-signed Xavier Tillman, which I think is very important because he had flashes of being able to guard in
Replace
space
Al?
in the finals. He hit a three, which I don't know how much potential is behind that three ball. It could be there. It could be there. Al Horford didn't start shooting threes till like year 12. So like Chris knows,
He can
Xavier
shoot.
Tillman,
He can shoot a
He,
little
yeah,
he
bit.
can shoot. He can definitely shoot.
yeah. So he'll get the reps in there. I could definitely see Al Horford taking like lots of games off so we can really push this Xavier Tillman development.
Man,
Assuming
Al should
Al,
retire. Retire on top, brother.
no, we'll do that next year. But Jason Tatum gets the largest contract in NBA history. There's a theory he could have got 315 million. He took 100. He took 314 because St. Louis's area code is 314. I think Adam Silver every day that he's not even looking in St. Louis's direction for an expansion team. So,
Yo, Chris.
and then of course Derek White just turned 30 today, and he just got $140 million bag. So
Pretty
shout
good.
out
They
to
said,
Paul Jesus.
Pretty good
they
birthday.
said basketball and MLB are uncomparable. Bryce Harper got a 13-year, $325 million contract, and Tatum just got that over 5 years.
Yeah.
Yes, because
I do want to say something too about the
the
Knicks.
King of St. Louis deserves it.
I want to say something about the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks won at all. I think the Knicks lost like a motherfucker. And I'm gonna tell you why. The Knicks didn't address their problem. Their problem wasn't defense. It was scoring with a person not named Jalen Brunson. And they didn't address that. Michael Bridges as the number one guy, 19 points on 43%. No thanks. They got a bunch of third guys
No thanks.
to be their second guy. And Julius Randle has to play at some point. So what do you do? I don't think the idea was to go out and get another defender, which I mean, you can't have too much defense. I'm not saying that. But they didn't address their problem. And that's my thing. You lose size in Hardenstein. You don't address that with trying to get a Drummond or another serviceable good big. So I think what they did was put a little bit too much into guard defense because you have to get through bigs. Say you have to play Philly first, and Joel Embiid is healthy. Who's gonna when Mitchell Robinson has 5 fouls? Then what? So my thing, you put OG down there, right? Because you paid him exactly. No, thank you. So in my thing, I think you should have brought OG back and did something else with those picks. But at the same time, I get it. Jalen Brunson, the best player. Vibes do matter. Vibes do matter on the team. Like I said, continuity matters. Vibes matter too. So as a vibes pick, this was elite. But I think they could have used this money. I'm not money. Used the picks elsewhere to upgrade at scoring, which I think they more so needed than defense.
I think their plan is two birds with one stone. Get a scoring big by trading Randall. They've been mocking up.
Carl Towns, I think, please.
Yep.
If that happens, then I'm cool.
Carl Anthony Towns has been the main. Carl Anthony Towns could be the main guy out in Minnesota. It's like,
yeah,
this new group don't want to pay that much. We got to pay Ant. Well, they did pay Ant. They got to pay Gobert. Gobert is much more crucial to their regular season success in getting the 1 seed than
34,
Carl
you think
Anthony
so,
Towns is.
When he be I think when this contract's up, it's up in 2 years. I think he'll be 34. He'll probably be asking for a 3-year max.
You'll get more back for Carl Anthony Towns.
Wait.
So I agree.
I think he'll be the one that's getting put on the trade block.
3-team trade, and they're gonna have to at least give up Deuce McBride on top of
maybe
Randall.
Maybe teams will want him. Teams will want Deuce.
I like Deuce. I think Deuce is good.
Yeah. Deuce McBride, cool guy. But he's also a vibes guy, so it's tough. And it's crazy that Chris said vibes matter because me and Danny just had to talk the other day where it's like, like the Raptors won a championship after trading their guy, like trading DeMar DeRozan, and the Celtics won a championship after trading their guys in Marcus Smart and Robert Williams. Marcus Smart coming back to Boston February 2025 at that deadline.
Ready? And the Sixers are going to win a championship after trading their guy in Pat Bev just a season later.
Yeah, no, when they trade Joel Embiid to the Celtics.
Their guy is Pat Bev. You know that.
Yeah, okay.
Yo,
I remember y'all traded him for campaign, a good, solid, Terry Johnson, but
Terry Johnson.
Yeah, according to him, you trade for Terry Johnson, good 3-point shooter, good basketball player, what you needed on the court. And I had classmates telling me, such a bad trade. What, because
You
Pat Bev
know,
was a dog?
he looked like the only
Mr.
player that
LeBron
wanted.
John.
He
Like,
looked like the only player that wanted to actually shoot in the playoffs at some point.
yeah. I mean, well, Buddy healed for like that second quarter, but
The
he would have.
game six,
Yeah.
buddy.
Well, we talked about lots of winners. We got to talk about some losers, and nobody's a bigger hater here than Chris. So, Chris, who is your biggest loser
Biggest loser.
or any
We
loser?
ha-
You don't have to start out with the biggest one.
I mean, we should hate on the guy that biggest hater of the big guy that played for Purdue where he went. Unfortunately,
I think the Grizzlies are losers.
Oh hell no! I think the Grizzlies did not lose. They got something for free. They weren't even supposed to be here. That's a free thing. So the biggest loser is the Lakers, and I'll tell you why. It's
Okay.
again for the third year in a row. You putting your faith in trying to get a third star. There's no really good third stars left that were of age that made sense for you to make the move. So you didn't.
of age.
You lost DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans. You lost. Well, I'm seeing lost in these things. Clay to the Mavs. DeRozan's still in play, but what you're missing isn't DeRozan. You're not missing rim pressure. You're not missing mid-range shots. You're missing defensive threes. And I think you just, again, like same thing Nick's doing, you're going to plug a hole you don't have. So I think, and with the options that's available, trying to move off D'Angelo Russell, he's probably one of your best people you could add in free agency right now for what he does bring, which is 3-point shooting. I just think they're a mess right now. So between them and the Warriors, I think the Warriors lost because if that was a real deal, they were going to give up Kuminga, CP3, Moody, a first-round pick, and someone else for Paul George. That was idiotic. So if they would have done that, that would have been idiotic. So I think the biggest loser is the Lakers.
That's fair.
I mean, well, Lakers, I didn't want to count them as losers just yet. I thought they had a really good draft. Dalton Connect is going to be a guy who you can plug and play now, especially with
Connect
JJ
four,
Redick as
baby.
head coach. Yeah, like he's going to find a way to get this guy looks. He's going to automatically improve the team with the spacing he'll provide. And you draft Brownie, which is cool. But I mean, like actually from like a, helping out basketball wise, Dalton Connect is a good piece in the draft. And their free agency, yeah, you lose out on Clay, which is unfortunate. But I don't want to deem them losers just yet because here's the thing.
You forgot one thing. I forgot one thing. This is the biggest reason why I think they're losing free agency. You gave too many player options for people that you wanted to lose or didn't want to bring back. Christian Wood, Cam Reddish, and someone else I just seen had the 3 player options, and that little money you could have used that somewhere else. But now you got 3 roster spots taken up too from people you didn't necessarily want to bring back. So I think that was an L too. Knowing if you wanted to go get a big fish, you would have to surround them with good minimum guys. You didn't give yourself that chance. My bad. Go ahead.
No, that's fair enough. Here's what I'll say. With each day that DeMar DeRozan isn't signed, the cheaper that the Lakers can get him for. He's on a team that had negative spacing. DeMar DeRozan still averaged 25 a game. Is he like going to make this team a championship contender? No, but like what you just said a little bit earlier, vibes are high. And DeMar and LeBron are boys. They were just at Kendrick Lamar's concert a few weeks back. They've played in the Drew League together several times. It's known that these guys are boys.
I mean, people are
and to-
acting like
and to-
people are acting like he's a Carmelo Anthony ad right now for the Lakers. He's not. He's much better than Carmelo was.
yeah, it'll be a little bit closer to like a Russ one, but like DeMar's not a great 3-point shooter, so that's like another issue you'd have to deal with. So I could see like not winning the time, but like for a low man, like 25 point per game score, like come on this side, man. Like I wouldn't deem them losers just yet, but I definitely see why Chris would see, especially the player option thing. It's like, why are you giving out player options? We need to normalize more team options.
3 guys, bro. 3.
I mean,
Bruce Brown
Here's what I'll
was the most coveted free agent last year, and he still had to settle for a team option.
There are
Normalize it.
3. If the Lakers get him, they'd have 3 players that can make their own like scoring happen.
Yeah, that's true. It's just the problem is that, like, okay, here's what I've always said about LeBron. LeBron makes second options and role players way better. But third options do suffer a little bit with LeBron. You not suffer, but you're going to have to change the way you play. Chris
Yeah.
Bosh, I didn't say he didn't really get worse, but he had to change his role, and it's not used to the Chris Bosh we were seeing. Same thing with Kevin Love. It's like, hey, Kevin Love, you saw what Chris Bosh just did down there. Yeah, you're about to do the same thing, and it led to like a little bit of the downfall of Kevin Love. But Kevin Love was very vital in winning that championship. So like with DeMar, I see shoving DeMar in the corner is not like the best idea, but I think LeBron has been a little bit more open to the idea of just letting others cook a little bit. Because he knows,
Yeah.
damn well, if I have to go do it myself, I'll do it myself. But like with the way AD played last year,
But you have the way D'Lo played, bro. D'Lo played better when Bron stopped trying to overhandle the ball and make him go do something. Like he's a free player. He has to play free. And dude, Bron fucked that up. He did. And I'm a fan,
Yeah.
but he messed that up.
yeah, it's tough. Everybody D'Lo was everybody's favorite when he was just the leader of some back alley fighters, and with like Jared Dudley and Rondé Hollis Jefferson. When it was just him and a bunch of guys, they were fun. They took a game off the Sixers that year, which I did not expect.
Yeah.
But he becomes a
Yeah.
third option, and expectations get a little high. You're supposed to contribute to a championship. It's like it's just not that caliber.
Kyle Anderson to the Warriors, y'all.
Kyle Anderson to the Warriors. Little
live action.
$9 million a year. I heard the Celtics were interested in him, or no, I might have
said that'd have been ridiculous.
Yeah, but all right, not a bad signing. Which we transition to the Warriors. Dan, is that what you were about to do?
No, I'm going to transition
No, go ahead.
A team that not many people are expecting for me to be the biggest loser of the NBA draft is a team that had the first overall pick, the Atlanta Hawks.
Fair.
You just not only did you trade.
I had them as one of my losers.
They're my biggest loser. You picked a guy who isn't the first overall pick. He's not good. He's okay at basketball at best. They think they're going to find the next French prospect to be the star of the league. He's not that good. I think Chris agrees with me. Reece Sachet is not that good.
There's nobody to pick though. That's why I don't think it's necessarily like I don't know.
There's nobody to pick. If there's nobody to pick, you should have got out of there.
Get out of there.
Like even if it was like with the Wizards, it's like, all right, we'll take Alex Sarr, hold him hostage, like Bill Simmons was talking about with Bronny. Anyway, sorry.
At that point, like legitimately, and you did that, and then you traded the only guy that could potentially make your team better for a bag of chips. Their only trade package, the only value you had on your team, you got traded for Larry Nance, Dyson Daniels, and like 2 firsts.
2 bad firsts.
As
explained, yeah. And then Larry Nance, serviceable, backup, big, whatever. And then
what are they doing?
Dyson Daniels. There's guys who believe this is going to be the next point forward, and then there's Chris, who's probably more right than wrong. That it's just not going to pan out.
And I don't even want to sound like a hater because I did sound like a hater when they got him. And I'll rock with Dyson Daniels' game, but it's not like that's not a guy I'm gonna make the main guy in the trade package for my second best player. I'm just not doing that. It just doesn't make sense right now. Like unless you're the Hornets, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're a team that's just trying to find young talent. I don't think that should be
you telling me they turned down. They were saying we're not trading him for Rui and Vando and D'Lo, and they just took Dyson Daniels and Larry Nance.
It's the Lakers tax. It's a real thing. I did not know it. Lakers tax.
Dude, how do you turn down Rui and D'Lo for Dyson Daniels and Larry Nance? Make it make sense. That's all I gotta say.
Look, that's what you get. That's what you get. Not every team's gonna be like. See, like the Nets, like holding back and not trading McHale when people thought it was time, and then they finally do, and they get like this Godfather offer. Not every team's gonna do that, like ever. Most of the time, when you hang on too long, you don't get a good deal. But I have to agree. Yeah, not a great guy at first overall. Trade DeJounte for not so much. Trade AJ Griffin, who like didn't get a lot of tick under Dan Snyder, but Quinn Snyder.
Close enough.
Oh my God.
Close enough.
No, not close enough.
No, Dan Snyder shouldn't be close at all.
Chris, Dan Snyder is a pedophile that worked at Nickelodeon.
Oh, that's horrible.
He's a CLB, I'm afraid. But I want to talk about a team that like just not loving their offseason, especially with who their competitors are, is the Milwaukee Bucks. drafted a guy who was maybe a mid-40s, high, like low 50s, like type of prospect in the first round.
Who did
Have
they take?
made
AJ Johnson.
yeah, AJ Johnson.
He
Hey,
played
he's
in
a
the
high
NBA
No,
upside
last
guy.
year.
he was second round on like 90%
Yeah,
of
90% of
big
drafts. I think 90% of drafts he would have been in the second round, but in this one, I think he's right where he should have gone. Now, do I think Collier should have went? Like, it's players I think should have went before him, yeah. But I think in this draft, where like I said, people just drafting only potential, that's the only reason he snuck in there. It's the only reason. Why.
Man,
I
Like
just
I
think
don't
with
say,
the
the guy
team
the
we
Celtics
have,
took is better than him.
facts. Respect Celtics legend Baylor Shireman. Facts.
Baylor Shireman's
The
good,
first
man.
guy to ever get drafted by the Celtics, and his number is available, number 55. But it's just with the Bucks, like who you are, like you are supposed to be this title contending team. Dame, Giannis, Chris Middleton, you have to win right now. They've made no moves in free agency, and it's not really like you can. That's why I have them and the Suns in the same book. They're the same boat. It's like you guys put yourself in this deep second apron, and there's nothing you can do. So you are automatically a loser to me, and it sucks because we're wasting the last years of Kevin Durant. We're wasting prime years of Devin Booker, and the Bucks are wasting prime years of Dame and Giannis. So like, it's just a pain. I have to mark them down as losers because you messed up. Why did you trade for Bradley Beal? But
I mean,
look, man,
Kevin
when it was
Durant
Booker,
is
Kevin
going to be
Durant,
a
bro,
Houston
was
Rocket.
cool.
Kevin
Huh?
Durant's a Houston Rocket, man.
But he looks so much better in a Rocket uniform than a Sun uniform. But
He
I
being
have
tossed
two.
around.
I have two
People
more
acting like Paul
losers.
George being tossed around. Kevin Durant's about to get tossed around, man.
Kevin Durant do be getting tossed around, but that's because he wants to.
Pause, but yeah. True.
Yeah. Pause. So I have two more losers on my list. Did y'all have any losers you wanted to talk about?
I have a losing team, but I love their pick. It's the Trailblazers.
Okay, let's speak on it.
I love Klingon, but I don't love the fit. Like you just traded for Rob Will. Who's their other center? They have a decent center.
Dominating.
Yeah. Like, and then you just go and take Klingon, who's like an old school. If he was a stretch, I'd get it, but he's an old school pound it underneath the basket type center. That's not going to like stretch the floor at all. I genuinely don't understand what their plan is unless they're going to trade Rob, unless they're going to move on, especially that high in the draft.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Chris, did you have any last second losers to talk about?
No, I think that might be it. But I didn't want to say I agree with Danny. I think that's spot on. I didn't like the Blazers draft either. I don't know what they did. Oh, did we mention the Timberwolves as winners?
No,
We have the only reason we really even mentioned them was talking about a hypothetical Randall for Cat trade.
Well, yeah. Before we go through, before we
Big
finish,
Rob and
I want to say
Shannon. Oh my God,
they're winners in the sense of you gave up a first round pick next year and then another further first for a top 10 pick in this draft.
2031.
So you got a top 10 pick in this draft, a top 5 talent in my opinion, to go with what you're already doing in a young. Go with your young core already, and you have Conley and other guys that are kind of help them just get adjusted to the NBA and get adjusted to that game and how it plays, especially being a smaller guard like Mike Conley. I think that was really, really cool. Now, losing Kyle Anderson is going to suck a little bit, but I think bringing in Rob Dillingham was pretty good, though. Oh, and Terrence Shannon.
Terrence Shannon is going to – it makes losing slow-mo a lot better.
Yeah. I just don't know what their ideas or how they want to play it because I think Shannon and Dillingham should probably play, first year. They already said Dillingham's going to play. I think Terrence Shannon should get minutes too, just as a backup swing that can be athletic and do something on the court, make you guard him.
Yeah. Rob Dillingham and Anthony Edwards. That's the children's backcourt.
Shifty Ant-Man.
Oh my God. Yeah. You're the type of kids I'm talking about. They did like with draft prospects, they did a start bench cut with like Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic. Every single one of them started Anthony Edwards. It was so ridiculous, dude.
That's disgusting because he's the worst.
Because he's cool with the kid. It's so funny how he's so popular and he's actually got caught with like a third different like having a child of like with another woman. So he's baby moms now. Which respectfully Tatum does too, but at least he's with one of them.
Is Anthony Ja?
Is Anthony Ja? Ja, I don't think Ja has several baby mothers. If anything, he's the next NBA young boy. See, here's the
Tyreek
difference.
Hill.
The reason why Tatum can be the face of the NBA with 2 baby moms is that he makes sure that both the other baby mom is in a good spot. She actually just posted on her Instagram story this morning that Deuce is on his last day of kindergarten. It was pretty cool. So shout out Deuce and shout out Ella May, who's gonna have Trace. I guess I don't know.
Wait, still, you're hurting Chris's heart right now.
I don't know. I'm cool with that. It was just fire to see. I mean, I love when a basketball player goes for some woman of some type of substance and not just the other styles that some other
See,
basketball players go for.
Tatum's bagging. Look,
Respect.
Tatum's bagging celebrity, world class singers. Anthony Edwards hit the pops mean on him, just doing anything. But my face of the league would never. And Luka's married too. Yeah, I'm cutting Ant. My star player has to be able to hold down a woman. Okay, last 2 losers I want to talk about. We want to talk about the Warriors, so let's talk about the Warriors. They lose Clay for nothing. They get slow-mo, which puts a Band-Aid on a chunk of your skin that's ripping out. But they get slow-mo. But I would still deem them.
Doesn't move me. It doesn't move me.
Yeah,
Dude.
I would still deem them losers because we are in the Steph Curry era still, and we're not doing anything to take advantage of it. So,
I'm not gonna lie.
and it's tough. And they're losers because they're not letting Andrew Wiggins represent Canada, which is weird. But
I would trade Steph Curry.
Steph Curry don't want to be traded, and you're not sure he's not getting traded.
I know. If he doesn't want to be traded, if he wants to be traded, I'm sending him to Orlando right now.
If he wants to be traded, he's going to Charlotte
or LA to win with my boy Brian. They're gonna run up 6 together and say "F you" to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, he could either go team up with Bron, which would be cool. I think he would probably want to go play, for Pops. Well, with Pops, it's his old team, but
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're not maximizing winning, trade Draymond, trade Steph. Let's see what Kuminga can do. Like it's just wasted prime years of Steph Curry.
They don't have. I mean, I'd rather tank, and you can't tank with Steph Curry. He's gonna make you at least compete in the play-in.
Dude, his second best player was like maybe the worst iteration of Draymond Green back in like 2020, and they were still fighting for a play-in spot. If it was just regular playoffs, they wouldn't have made the playoffs, or they were the 8th seed. But unfortunately, they lose to a Lakers team that had no business being in the play-in at all. Because before LeBron got hurt, they were the 1 seed by like 5 games or something like that. And then they have to play the Grizzlies, who, unfortunately, that was the 1 year where like Dylan Brooks averaged like 20 points per game on good efficiency. And that was before he became a bodybuilder. That boy could score.
At Oregon, he was a scorer for sure. And it just sucks he got to the league and sucked at offense. But he was a scorer at Oregon for sure.
Yeah, bro. Him and Tatum hit them weights and they forgot to shoot.
Bro, funny enough, though, Andre Roberson, he was a bucket at Colorado and he could shoot. I swear to God, he got to the NBA and forgot how to play offense. It's so weird. It's so like I'm telling you, go look. And I'm not even Roberson.
Bro, if he could shoot, that's probably the make or break of the Thunder beating the Warriors. If he could shoot, because besides KD, no one could shoot. Like even Russ could shoot a little bit because he wasn't on the steroids yet. But man, you had Serge and Steven Adams and nobody.
They could have drafted Devin Booker 2015. While I still had Russ and KD. They just passed.
Yeah, that would have got nasty.
They drafted Mitch McGary. I don't even want to go into it. I don't even want to go into it.
About one more loser, the Miami Heat. Pat Riley is.
What do you think they can do, though?
What do you even do? Pat Riley, what do you fucking do, dude?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why they name. That's why they name some dudes. That's why they name some teams as losers. Only reason, because I think they're losing for sure. But it's like, what are their options? Like that's my thing. Like, what can they even do? Like, what can the Heat do? What do you think they can do?
Trade Tyler Hero. Trade Tyler Hero. I'd feel better about their team right now, regardless of what they got back for him, because their biggest headline this offseason is that he liked the tweet saying, "If you put Derek White in Tyler Hero's shoes." He wouldn't succeed having to be the number 1 option on a team while Jimmy Butler takes the whole regular season off first of all, Tyler Hero, you've missed more regular season games than Jimmy Butler. So let's not do that. Second of all, when Jimmy's not playing, you're not even the first option. Bam's the first option. And Bam, you won't see Bam complaining about it. And Bam's a better defender than you. Well, he's also a better defender than everybody. But that's not the point. Tyler, here's the thing. You say, oh, well, if Derek White had to play Tyler Hero's role, Tyler Hero, if you were to play Derek White's role, you would be out of the NBA. So I didn't want him gone from he's not a Miami culture guy. I'm not like this corny Heat culture dude. I don't know what culture he is. He's like Utah culture or whatever. That's what he is. Like he's just Jordan Clarkson. That's it. And this is why, look, when Tatum said about the bubble, he was like, there were some dudes playing. It's like, yo, he don't normally play like that. And he said it right in front of Tyler Hero. I hope Tyler Hero knows he was getting talked about. But and again, yeah, it isn't much they can do. You are right. But I do still want to laugh in their face because first they were getting Dame and he ain't slide. And then they were getting who else were they getting? They thought they was getting Westbrook. He ain't slide.
They thought they were getting Embiid too.
They thought they was getting Embiid. No. They thought they were getting Donovan Mitchell. No. He signed a 2+1 with the Cavaliers so that in 2 years he can get a $380 million deal. So he's going to be in Cleveland for a while.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which is good for him. Good for him.
380 is
good for him. He going crazy.
I'll take $400 million to live in Ohio.
I would too. Because look, you only got to be there during the work year.
Ohio's not worse than living in Detroit either, though. So, and I've been to both. Trust me. And I shout out my Detroit people, but it's not worse living in Detroit.
Well, Cade Cunningham got that deal. Hey,
yeah, Cade
is that a win alone? You took a swing on Ron Holland. Let's see if he can develop that jump shot, and maybe our spacing won't be horrible.
Tobias Harris can help him with that, catch and shoot threes, and all jokes aside, he literally can.
Yeah, but you got it.
I hate Tobias Harris too, but he can.
Yo, you Sixers fan, here's the thing: Sixers fans need to shut their mouth about Tobias Harris. Look,
bro,
Danny, look.
Because you guys make Tobias Harris the root of all your problems.
Hey,
Tobias Harris did not shoot 5 for 18 in a game 7.
Danny, if Tobias Harris would have came back on $12 million deal for a 12 per year for 3 years, I would have took him back with open arms. It's just the 30+ million is out of pocket, and I agree. That's why I think he sucks. But I think on like a 18 to like a 14 to 18 mil, that's pretty good.
The Celtics
like Tony said, he's not Kobe Bryant to us at all.
Listen, man. I won't let Toby get slandered like this. I won't let him get slandered like this. Yeah, he doesn't show up in the playoffs. Neither does your best player. Y'all don't go in on him.
Wait, you think I hate him for the last 4 years? I hate him for 2019 for Game 5.
Huh?
Against the Raptors.
You want to be mad at someone for losing to the Raptors?
No, dude. You rewatch that game. Game 4 through 6 against the Raptors. Toby was the issue.
Toby was the issue.
4 through 6.
It wasn't Ben Simmons who started refusing to bring up the ball and made Jimmy Butler be the point guard. It wasn't Joel Embiid who couldn't put 2 back-to-back 50% field goal games together. I'm telling you, Joel Embiid is the root of the problems here. His biggest game, which is a big game, I'm not gonna lie, is the 50-point game against the New York Knicks to avoid going down 3-0. But 2 games later, he gets saved by Tyrese Maxey because he put up a stink. Could you imagine if y'all lost that game? Oh my God, the narrative around Joel Embiid right now would be deservingly what it should be. But luckily for Joel Embiid, the Sixers care about him, so they got him Paul George. I don't know if we have any other losers though. Don't know if we have any other losers. I mean, Nets are winners. They got, a lot of picks, sign Claxton, whatever, winners.
I got another winner is the Washington Wizards. Big fan of Sarr. I think getting Valanciunas to mentor him really good in the short term. I think you still got to add a guard. Maybe I don't know if they're going to sign back Tyus Jones, but
they should trade Tyus Jones.
Probably
should trade Kuz too. Get some value out of it.
People talk about this too. I really think Jordan Poole could be the long-term answer for them at point guard.
Maybe he's got to find his groove. He just got to find his groove.
Being the guy on a shitty team, I think people should just got to give him a little more. You got to give a dude more than 70 games on the worst team in the NBA for the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we got to give him a little time.
No, for sure. Jordan Poole, man. Draymond Green really ruined it all.
Because then losing Clay wouldn't even suck so bad. They would have got him. They probably would have signed and traded him with ease, with happiness.
Clay probably wouldn't leave.
Yeah,
The
He
Warriors
would probably take a
pick.
pick because they'll have a successful year last year. He'll be like, no, I'm cool. Let's run it back, whatever. But
I think he really wants to get paid. He said, Steph, not to use your influence to get me paid. I think he just felt disrespectful.
I respect that a lot out of him, though.
Too.
I like that he said, you know what, Clay, like, no, let me earn this. Because Steph would have easily been like, boy, if you don't fucking pay him right now,
I'm asking for a trade. Then what?
And we package. So
Everybody
you find a way to match salary.
You just see the crazy report. Oh, go ahead.
I think the Warriors realized they got Clay at home.
Who that?
Hell no.
Log out for me.
No.
Log out.
Hell no.
Log out for me.
No.
Pods is chill. Pods is a good player. Bro, there will never be like I don't know. We might never see Klay Thompson again.
Pods is the Klay Thompson of Josh Hart,
while being one of the best defenders in the NBA in their prime.
He's the Klay Thompson of Josh Hart. That's what Podzinski is.
Yo,
the Klay Thompson of Josh Hart. And that's not even disrespect. It's just he's the Klay Thompson.
Look, man, Pods is solid. Pods is a guy that can be a part of their future, even their win now. He was heavy in their rotation, but nah.
Most Moody come up season.
It's so crazy that Zachary Ricochet, his upside, like his ceiling is Klay.
Harrison Barnes. I seen Harrison Barnes somewhere. I swear to God, if you pick Harrison Barnes number 1, you deserve a punishment. And I think the Hawks did it. So, Danny, I agree with you. Choosing Harrison Barnes number 1 in a draft full of Harrison Barnes was terrible.
That's so crazy.
It's like now, like here's the thing: if you're just going to take the highest upside player in the draft, you should have took Rob Dillingham at 1.
And then trade
I'm out.
The Lakers for
I'm out.
Jay Safino.
Drafting Aura man at 1 is fireable.
I'm doing it.
I'm not drafting Aura man at 1.
Drafting Bicentennial man number 1 is it should be bad, and that's what Ray Sashay is. They said, "Hey, Tom, remember what happened when we were watching? What was the first thing they showed? What's the first highlight they showed?
Defense."
And it wasn't even like him getting a block. It was like defensive positioning. What the? So you telling me his best skill is moving his feet to be in the right place? Shoot me. Shoot me. No thanks.
No,
if we're really drafting off potential, Isaiah Collier should win first.
Or Zach Edey number 1. Because what if he's 7'4"? What if he's 7'5" and learns how to shoot like Wemby? Then what?
What if he gets a bag?
That's what I'm saying. What if?
Was like also like. What are you supposed to do there, man? Like
trade it. They should have been traded it. They should have
like, oh no thanks, bro. We don't want that.
Once Alex started declining that workout, bro, you shouldn't even let the news hit. You should have just like, hey, we don't want this.
We've settled on Alex Sarr number 1. That's what I would have said. As soon as he didn't work out, we've settled. So Wizards, if you want him, and what do y'all send us Bilal Coulibaly and number whatever pick y'all have.
Yeah. Right, Coulibaly gonna be cool.
I think
better than Sarr, better than what's his name though? Better than Ricochet.
Yeah, for sure.
No, for sure. I
think Coulibaly is there already. That's Ricochet's ceiling. Coulibaly, second year.
Coulibaly, if he was in this draft, he goes 1 simply because he was Wemby's teammate. Yeah. Wemby would be like, my dog's number 1. He's going 1.
They're like bet.
His stay is up there with the top of the league.
Chris, you gotta respect Sixers third string center.
Who? Paul Reed? B-Ball Paul?
No, Adem Bona.
That's my boy. No.
He's good, dude. He's really good.
No, at number 51, bro, for what you need there, especially with Embiid missing time, if he's gonna be a third center and Embiid's out your second guy, he's gonna give you hella energy. And like low key, he's a dude you can play with Embiid sometimes just because Embiid's so
at the
he can step out and just get Adem Bona to be thirsty and go get the rebounds and then pass to somebody else. He don't got to shoot ever. Like literally doesn't have to ever look at the rim.
He's literally, dude. He will literally play the PJ Tucker role, but just not shoot
and be athletic. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and sometimes you need that. Like when you play in the Celtics and Jason Tatum got 20 points in a row, sometimes you got to put a Adem Bona in and hit him over his arm and make it hurt.
All right, now we're headhunting.
I'm serious though.
Yo, I did see some. You know how they be like with Ant and Shay? It's like they don't even post basketball highlights. They just be flat out
walking in. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, he not playing fair. Somebody else said, "Dear Luca, Jason Tatum has more money than you, more hoes than you. He's taller than you. He has more muscles than you. He lifts more weights than you. He has more rings than you." I'm like, all right, man.
That's tough.
And you know what the first comment is? Chill, bro. Tatum's loyal to LMA, bro. He don't got bitches. I'm like, all right.
Jason Tatum got the same
All right.
amount of rings as one of the GOATs. Which one am I thinking about?
Which one are we thinking about? One ringed goats. One ringed goats. Wilt's got two.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like a top 10 guy or like? Because
No,
I'm
he's
thinking Oscar Robertson because I think he only has one.
Yeah, Big O has one. I was thinking of him, but it's another one. I was hoping you get this. So he's a top 5 power forward.
Dirk, KG.
There you go.
There we go. I love KG.
That's my guy.
Look, KG, Tom Brady, Mark Wahlberg. I need y'all to lay what you got down and buy the team.
Man, bro, turn me up. That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool.
I mean, Tom Brady ain't gonna have too much to add on either with KG. But look, if a bunch of y'all just get together, man, we can pay.
And who's another cool guy
later
from
on?
Boston? Another guy from Boston. Bia, put your money up. You had a couple good songs. Put your money up. Let's see what you
Arlo, you a Celtics fan? Put some bread up.
Yeah, and that Tyler Hero jersey you got signed. Throw that in there too.
Dang. Hey, paying nobody. That's not paying nobody.
I mean, we're speaking on we're about time on this brain rot sport train.
Yeah, we're definitely getting into brain rot. We're getting into aura debates between Ant Edwards and Jason Tatum.
And Jack Hero and Tyler Harlow. Oh my God.
Oh my God, man. But that's pretty much everything we got for today. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this on audio platforms, leave a 5-star like and review. From AP New Freezer, Culture by Migos, and DC Comics. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week. This time next week, Danny will be on U.S. soil.
Welcome back to America, my friend.